going to go through what it takes to change the oil on a 2016 Street Glide. It's a pretty easy job. You really don't need that much to do it. Any home mechanic could figure it out. You could probably do it for around 80 bucks for all three fluid changes. But today we're just going to do the main engine oil. Okay, all we got to do to get prepared for this oil change is get the tools that we need. All you're going to need is a 5/8 socket, and you're also going to need a filter wrench. And you might as well get your oil filter and your gallon of oil that you need. It's going to take a gallon of oil. One thing that I found that makes this job really easy is I bought this Harley Davidson brand oil pan from the dealership, and it fits under the bike really nice. It reduces the mess from the oil dripping and whatnot. And then I also bought this funnel for taking off the oil filter, so the funnel actually drains into the oil pan, which also helps reduce the mess that you're going to make on your garage floor. You know, as far as oils go, you know, I've been running the Harley Davidson Synthetic 3 ever since I owned my bike. They make other synthetic oils. This time I'm trying out the Twin Power. I change my oil usually every 3,000 miles anyway, so I highly doubt it's going to make that much of a difference. Both oils are synthetic. Run what you want. I'm going to recommend, just like anything else, that you warm up the engine a little bit before you drop the oil, get it all warmed up. It won't take as long to drain. But open your garage first. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get the oil dipstick out. So basically just unscrew that thing there. And you'll notice on your dipstick, you can check the oil with the Jiffy stand or have it standing straight up, either way. But this will help let the oil drain when you pull the plug. So if you crawl underneath the bike, right underneath the motor, you're going to want to pull that plug right there, the front one facing forward. Now that I got the plug pulled, it's draining nicely. Camera view in there. We're just going to let it drain for a while till it's all out of the engine. And then I'll put the plug back in. And you also want to wipe the plug off real good. Check that rubber seal on there. Make sure that there's no debris and that seal is still good. If you go around to the other side of the bike, you'll see that the filter is right here. We're going to put that other filter that I showed you right underneath it. And that way when we unscrew it, it's going to drain into that filter, into the pan, making the mess into the pan and not on my garage floor. This is the part that can get a little bit messy. That's why you put the catch filter underneath your filter, so when you're unscrewing it, it starts leaking, and then you see the hose right here going into the catch pan, the oil pan. You can see how that works right now as I just loosened the filter up and now it's, you know, leaking right down that hose like it's supposed to. Highly recommend getting this. You obviously always want to put a little bit of oil on the rubber seal and make sure it matches up with your other filter. I went with the chrome filter this time. Doesn't really matter to me. It was just a cheaper filter versus the black one on the site that I bought my stuff from. I usually buy my stuff from JP Cycle. Make sure when you put your new filter on that you only put it on hand tight. That is recommended, hand tight only. It's not gonna rattle off like some of the Chinese parts that you've been putting on your bike. It's been about 5 minutes and it's still draining, so I think I'm just gonna let it drain for a little bit longer until it stops, or at least until it goes down to just a drip. Then I'll put the plug back in, or wipe it off first and then put the plug back in, and then we're ready to add our oil. Okay, the plug is back in. Now we're ready to add the engine oil. We're gonna put all 4 quarts or 1 US gallon into the bike, and then we're gonna put the dipstick back in and screw it all the way down and fire it up. After we fire it up, we're gonna check the oil level and look for leaks. Oil's back in, dipstick is back in. We're gonna fire it up and check for leaks. Alright, now we're back. All we gotta do is unscrew the dipstick. Sure, this is all self-explanatory stuff here. Wipe it off and then screw it all the way back in and see where the level is at. Oil level looks good. We'll put the dipstick back in. Alright, we went through all the required steps to change the oil in your 2016 Street Glide. This is a 103 engine, so any of them with the 103 engine would be the same. I do not know what it's like to change the oil on a Milwaukee 8 or newer engine, but if you have a black Street Glide, this is how you change your oil. Any other color Street Glide, you're on your own. You're gonna have to look for a different video. Thanks a lot.